Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and in this video I'm going to tell you how to get a Corvette C8 Z06 at MSRP. Whether you want the convertible as shown here, or in a few seconds I'm going to show you the coupe, this is one of the hottest cars to come out. You got a flat, plain crank, naturally aspirated engine revving to 9,000 RPM, flat, plain crank V8 producing 670 horsepower, 470 foot-pounds of torque. Yes, there'll be an E-Ray version. That'll be a hybrid, that'll be even faster, but guess what? We want the sound of that flat, plain crank and that naturally aspirated, high-revving V8. They're not going to make these cars forever, so let's get them while you can. So speaking of getting while you can, obviously the demand of this car is more than we've seen in any cars in years, and the supply, certainly when it first comes out, is going to be very low. So what does that do? Cause very big dealer markups. Now, these are pictures that I took at last year's New York Auto Show in 2022, and obviously the demand is really great for this car. So many deposits are down. Now if you do your homework, and I'll tell you later in this video, I have a MSRP deposit on the Z06, and you can too. Now obviously there's a lot of dealers selling for these cars. We see 90,000, 100,000 over, and one good bright spot is with the power of the internet, people are really shaming these dealers for doing it. Obviously it's a business, they can do whatever they want, but you don't have to buy them. I would not pay that much money for these cars. They're not making 500 or 10 of them. They're going to make thousands through the runs, probably tens of thousands of Z06s. There's already a lot of C8s out there. They can make about 39,000 C8s a year. They're going to have a lot of Z06s out there. You got the E-Ray coming. You'll probably have some kind of 01 or Zora car coming. That may be very limited numbers, but certainly not the Z06 when you know that the E-Ray is right behind it. Now, my choice would be the Z06 if they're going to get me with my money, and that's why I put a deposit down in MSRP. The good news is, though, these dealers charging 90 or 100 over are really getting shamed on the internet, and a lot of them are actually backtracking now for to stay in the good public eye, and they're going back to their buyers and giving them allocation now at MSRP. Now, Chevy, instead of cracking down on the dealers, has been cracking down on the individuals. If you're an individual and you get a Z06, let's say you get one in MSRP and you want to flip it for 50 or 100 over, or any amount over, Chevy will void your warranty. And they're actually, for Z06 owners that keep their car, they'll give them $5,000 in incentives, more than that in another video, if they keep their car and don't flip it. So I would say keep your car. If you do get one in MSRP, you could probably drive it for a couple years and sell it for very close to MSRP. I think it's going to be a long time before you see these cars depreciating $5,000, $10,000. I think we're going to see that pretty soon, probably in the next year or so with the C8, because they made thousands of them, and you have all these model years, 2020, 21, 22, 23. So it's hard to pay close to MSRP for a 20,000 mile 2020 when you could probably get a new 2023 regular base C8, now we're talking, for MSRP. So the Z06s, especially with the Z07 package, are going to be expensive cars. The coupe starts at about 106. You know, you add the Z07 package and a lot of options, you may be looking at a build that's 150, 160, even at MSRP. You could almost get, you know, a used maybe PDK 991.2 GT3 for that price. I see them to 160 to 180. And guess what? That has a 9,000 RPM engine as well. So be patient. There are plenty of dealers, Quebec in Atlantic City, McCulkin, New Hampshire, where you can get an allocation MSRP. So you're not going to get a car tomorrow. You'll probably have to wait a year or two, but you definitely can get it to MSRP. And I think with the internet and the buyers cracking down on dealers trying to make these outrageous money over MSRP, I think we'll keep a lot of them close to MSRP. So I really think if you wait, be patient, it might be in the fall, it might be in the winter, that you'll start seeing more and more cars like this Z06 selling for MSRP, and that hysteria is not going to last long. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are big markups here to stay? What can Chevy do to crack on dealerships for allowing this to happen? They're already cracking down on the individuals, right? The little guy, well, the little guy that has 150,000 is probably not the little guy. But what can they do to keep dealerships from selling over MSRP? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.
I'm a prisoner.